This is really great news. The judge who obstructed the ICE operation in Milwaukee has now been found guilty.
Video from the Milwaukee County Courthouse giving us a look at what went down last month between Judge Hannah Dugan, a team of federal agents, and a man wanted on an immigration warrant. It shows those agents in plain clothes trying to blend in until Judge Dugan calls them out. Steve Shamrez walks us through the pictures.
Judge Dugan, still in her courtroom robe, walks up to two men on a bench in the hallway. There's no audio, but after a few seconds of their conversation, both men get up and walk off. Those are the federal agents waiting to take Eduardo Flores Ruiz into custody. A few minutes later, we see Flores Ruiz back in the hallway with his lawyer. A third federal agent, leaning against the wall, turns and follows them out. We see the three of them again walking out through a security checkpoint. First Flores Ruiz and his lawyer, and then the agent in his brown shirt. A low-key pursuit that continues through a tunnel out the building. The agent just 8 steps behind. Outside the building, the pace picked up. You can see people sprinting across 10th Street. The feds say agents were chasing down Flores Ruiz as he tried to run. A pursuit that ended seconds later, with the agents returning and Flores Ruiz in custody.
And Judge Hannah Dugan was arrested a week later by federal agents. She's been charged with concealing an individual to prevent arrest and obstructing justice. Dugan has pled not guilty to those charges. She's due back in federal court on July 9th, and her jury trial has been set for July 21st.
News since then, she has been found guilty, and I'm going to get into her charges and how she was found guilty. But first, I want to show you all the real sickness, and I think this has something to do with the Trump deranged syndrome. Because why else would a judge want to let a illegal loose on the street? I don't understand it. They want to make sure that these illegals remain here so that we can use them as votes and proxies to get the Democrats in power, to make sure that Donald Trump does not get in power or remain in power. Now, I want to show you the crimes that this dude has done. This is the dude she's letting go, because they don't want Trump in power, but they want these monsters loose on the street. Watch this. This is the man that the judge, a sitting judge in Milwaukee, who's supposed to uphold the law. This is the man that she obstructed ICE from arresting and bring it to justice. Now, here's what it is. ICE announces the removal of the violent illegal alien after Milwaukee judge arrested for obstructing his arrest earlier this year. Now, this dude here, watch, you see the list of what he did. The Department of Homeland Security announced the removal of Eduardo Flores Ruiz, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico who was arrested in April, despite a judge attempting to help him evade arrest. On April 18th, 2025, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, assisted by deputized FBI law enforcement officials, carried out a targeted operation to arrest Flores Ruiz, a violent criminal illegal alien, at the Milwaukee County Courthouse. His laundry list of violent criminal charges, it involves strangulation and suffocation, battery, and domestic abuse. This is the dude that the judge was helping to get loose and go on the street. Not only is he here illegally, but he was strangling, suffocating, beating, abusing. These are the people. So now don't feel sorry for her, okay? Because she's getting ready to go to prison for up to 5 years. And I believe it should be more than that. Here's what the Gateway Pundit says about her. Milwaukee judge Hannah Dugan, found guilty of obstruction for helping illegal alien evade ICE agents, faces 5 years in prison. Good. Milwaukee judge Hannah Dugan on Thursday evening was found guilty of obstructing for helping an illegal alien evade ICE agents. Dugan was acquitted of count 1, the misdemeanor, but she was found guilty on count 2, the felony obstruction. She is facing 5 years in prison. A jury found a Wisconsin judge accused of helping a Mexican immigrant judge federal authorities guilty of obstruction Thursday, making a victory for President Donald Trump as he continues a sweeping immigration crackdown across the country. Federal prosecutors charged Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan with obstruction, a felony, and concealing an individual to prevent arrest, a misdemeanor, in April. The jury acquitted her on the concealment count, but she still faces up to 5 years in prison on the obstruction count. The jury returned with verdicts after deliberating for 6 hours. Dugan and her attorney left the courtroom, ducked into a side conference room, and closed the door without speaking to reporters. Now, don't feel sorry for her, because this doesn't make any sense. I believe a judge who does something like this, who knows about the law and obstructs the enforcement of the law, should face up to 20 years, right? So, they're going to try to do something with this. They're probably going to give her some kind of probation or whatever, but I want her to go to prison. I want her to go to jail, right? Because that guy is a violent guy. He's probably a gang member, and he probably killed some people and was probably going to kill some more people. And when they take a life, a human life, an American life, you can't get them back. So now what's the value, and what is the value of that life? To the family, it's priceless. To the ones that's losing that life, it's priceless. To the person that's being abused and suffocated and beat on by this illegal, is priceless. But since she's the judge with the high and mighty power, with the Trump derangement syndrome, she doesn't care what happens to the American people. All she wants to make sure is that the leftist people, the leftist Democrats, that they remain in power and they keep the borders open. It's crazy, man, how these liberal women are more about the illegals. What happened to this country? What happened to this country that illegals have more sympathy from our leftist citizens than the citizens of the country? I really don't get this mindset. I don't understand it. These people, like these leftist women, they have children, they have brothers and sisters, and they have siblings or whatever who could be harmed by these people, but yet they still want the illegals to have the authority and to have the right. And I tell you what, if we don't pay attention to what's really happening here when it comes to the illegals coming in, they're running for office, many of them illegals. There was a woman bragging here in Arizona that she was an illegal. She never became a citizen. Now she's running in a political office. We have to make sure that we elect American-born politicians, American MAGA, Make America Great Again, politicians like yours truly. I'm running for U.S. Congress here in Arizona. If you want to make a $5 donation, go to my website, Jerone.vote, Jerone, N as in November. Make a donation to my campaign, and I'm going to defeat this Democrat here, and I'm going to be in Congress representing the American people and preserving our way of life, the Constitution, the Judeo-biblical principles of the Constitution and of our way of life. You start bringing in these people and they worship all these different strange gods. They come from foreign lands. They have a split heart and a split mindset, and they're going to sympathize with their own people instead of the American people. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you so much. God bless.